But thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Many months later.
Probably finish that Goofy movie video. I should probably finish that Goofy movie video.
6 months later.
I should probably finish that Goofy movie video. I should probably finish that Goofy movie video.
1 eternity later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Disney movies are the timeless stories that have made their way into the hearts of millions since their conception. These tales feature such a wide variety of characters, stories, and locations that you'd be hard-pressed not to find at least one story that didn't appeal to someone. You have stories of love and adventure, tragedy and triumph, and also downfall and redemption. But out of all the movies, there is one that stands above all of them. The story of a young man's trial, tribulations, through courses and obstacles to prove that he can redeem himself in the eyes of his father, with classic tunes and a heartwarming story to back it up, the one that stands above all else. I am of course talking about the Goofy movie. While other Disney movies might have better box office numbers, feature better animation, or have higher accolades, there isn't a movie that I think is better than 1995's A Goofy Movie. I think so many people forget about this movie because it doesn't fit in the Disney princess catalog, but this movie really does represent the underdog of society. Most of Disney's stories feature chosen one arcs. They're characters that either have a destiny to achieve, or else they have to find the love of their life, or else the stakes are high, the stage is set, greatness has to be achieved, or else. The fantastical setup of the majority of Disney movies is why these stories are revered amongst the masses. People want to live vicariously through these characters to experience power, royalty, or magic.
Magic everywhere in this bitch.
So many of these Disney characters have abilities and opportunities that we wish that we could have. And then, you got these goofs, who are just like the rest of us. There's really nothing crazy, powerful, unique, or magical about these characters, but that's what makes them stand out. Let's just go over a quick synopsis of the plot.
And now, our feature presentation.
Max is a goofy teenager who has fear of embarrassing himself in front of his crush, Roxanne. He lives with a single dad, Goofy. Despite his lack of social and physical awareness, Goofy works hard to just be a good dad. It's the last day of school for Max, and he wants to try to leave an impression on Roxanne. He enlists the help of Carl Weezer,
Are you sure we gotta do this?
and Pauly Shore
Slurpage.
to help him hijack the end of the year assembly and impress all the nerds and thoughts alike. But, unfortunately, his plan is short-lived.
We're busted.
While waiting for his sentencing, Max and Roxanne make plans to attend a party in a week's time to watch the Powerline concert. However, this excitement is brief, as Principal Mazer calls Goofy and predicts that his son's behavior will lead to a life of crime and take him to a place so dark where he will be begging for the sweet release of death.
He ends up in the electric chair.
The electric chair.
Taking matters into his own hands, Goofy decides to take Max on a road trip to Lake Destiny, Idaho. Knowing that he would miss his date with Roxanne, Max asks to make a stop at Roxanne's house before hitting the open road. After maneuvering his way past Roxanne's hulk of a father, Max panics and tells Roxanne that he is only missing their date because Goofy is taking him to the Powerline concert. Max and Goofy hit the open road. After a disastrous run-in with the Alabama Five Nights at Freddy's gang, Goofy and Max run into Pete and PJ in the woods.
I'm sure he's loafing around here somewhere.
PJ throws more expectations, expecting to see Max on stage, while Pete tells Goofy to get some control over his son's life. Later, Goofy shows Max the perfect cast.
10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The perfect cast.
Accidentally luring Bigfoot to their spot and forcing them to spend the night together in a car. While they finally have a breakthrough and begin to bond, Max changes the map to Los Angeles to get to the concert. The following morning, Goofy gives Max the map privileges and allows Max to navigate the trip, taking them to new destinations that'll make them both happy. When they stop at a motel that has no shortage of water utilities, Pete overhears Max telling PJ how he has sabotaged the trip to his favor.
You know, Maybe Max isn't all the things that you think a son should be, but he loves me.
Hey, my son respects me.
And much to Goofy's dismay, he still allows him the choice to either head to Idaho or California. When Max chooses California, Goofy pulls off at the Grand Canyon. When Goofy accidentally forgot to park the car, their car takes off and eventually lands in the river. While they hash out their differences, Max states that he isn't a little kid anymore.
I've grown up. I've got my own life now. I know that. I just wanted to be part of it.
Max and Goofy reconcile, and Goofy decides to try to help Max get to the concert after learning about Max's promise to Roxanne, just in time to face a perilous waterfall.
A waterfall! Waterfall!
Max survives his fall, but Goofy is not as fortunate. As he falls, Max perfects the perfect cast and saves his dad's life.
Perfect cast.
They eventually make it to the Powerline concert, sneak backstage, and make their way on stage. Powerline, being the chillest dude of all time, lets Goofy and Max perform the perfect cast with him on stage to the greatest Disney song put to film.
For the first time ever, we're singing. You did it!
Max and Goofy eventually make it back to Roxanne's, where Max confesses he had lied to her because he says he always wanted to get her to like him. She, however, also confesses that she has always liked him.
The very first time I heard you laugh. Yuck.
Roxanne, I'd like you to meet my dad.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
So Disney movies in the 90s are kind of a mixed bag when it comes to music. Like I get that these movies are for children, but sometimes they seem more like sing-alongs with kind of a sad story instead of being a feature film. Okay, so like for example, The Little Mermaid has 10 songs in it, and the movie is 83 minutes long, so you have a song every 8 minutes in the movie. Beauty and the Beast has one song every 10 minutes. And then you have Aladdin, which has 11 songs in 90 minutes, and sometimes the story just comes to a complete grinding halt just for the sake of a song.
I'd rather just sing. Stop that. You're not going into a song while I'm here.
That's why the Disney movie, the Goofy movie, succeeds, because there aren't that many songs, and they actually help propel the plot forward. So the Goofy movie actually holds a lot of, like, good filmmaking techniques in it. Oftentimes, children's movies get criticized for being like overly simple, easy to digest forms of media for children. I want to kind of go through and just kind of show all the great moments that are in this film that kind of go overlooked. So let's start with this. This awesome shot of Roxanne reflecting in Max's glasses. Blue and pink lighting. I love the zoom in on Goofy's face to just show his rise in panic. And then you have the call to the narrative arc, which is
Lake Destiny.
this 360 shot to show Max being the center of everyone's attention. A dolly zoom that even Hitchcock would be proud of. Distorted POV shot.
Careful, son. You'll wrinkle my past. And our future.
That's some deep stuff there, Goofy. They said this was a kid's movie. Forced perspective shot. I literally have never seen this scene and not laughed. Pink blossoms in the background to symbolize their budding romance, huh? A Dutch tilt shot that just show how great of a time Max is having and how distorted his reality is from his dad's. This entire sequence.
My life's a living. Hello, little buddy.
Some grade A censorship right there. Another masterfully done POV distorted shot. What is it with these directors and having really good distorted POV shots?
Dead no matter what I do.
And this is where the entire movie shifts. I just love the change in tone, lighting, Max's expression, the art, all of it. Hashtag deep. Okay, I need to start like a counter now. This is, again, another wonderfully done distorted POV shot. The entire art direction for this entire sequence, they could have made this a lot of filler, but they expedited the story and it's honestly done perfectly. Goofy finding out that Max changed the map, you can see and feel the disappointment. It just rips your heart out. The junction not only for the trip, but also the plot. The awesome lighting inside this cave, they could have had it be all outside, but they didn't. I see you, animators. I see you. And I love how just chaotic the water is animated with this. I mean, come on. This is honestly one of my favorite shots in the film. I just love the way that it tracks Goofy. The beautiful animation of them going through the clouds together is just awesome. I mean, look at that. So earlier in the story, there's a lot of distorted POV shots, but as Max and Goofy's relationship gets stronger, there's a lot more smooth transitions that you see. Yeah, Powerline's pretty much the coolest motherfucker that's ever existed in a Disney movie. I really hope the security guard is getting paid above and beyond, because he's going above and beyond. And they managed to sneak in a Wilhelm scream. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And honestly, how else are you supposed to end the movie? Come on. So yeah, I love this movie. The Goofy movie has like a direct line to my funny bone. It's something that I think has gotten better as I've gotten older and I've learned to appreciate. I mean, it really breaks the norm of the Disney princess practically prancing and positing pointless, perplexing plans for pursuing power, purpose, or procreation. This movie is all about the characters learning to understand, trust, and love one another, and that adventure and family and life is as exciting and rewarding as we allow it to be. To make sure that we really try to take the time to see each other eye to eye, and most importantly, to never lose that goofy side of what makes us who we are. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And of these stories, there are some that are in the highest regard. The one that I've done all his trials and tribulations. I forgot the next line. The these characters is that they be to power or having the chance with their love. So next, and then shit. And like, who wouldn't be you know, kind of vicariously enjoy the story? That's not how you use that word. And then I mean, it broke the norm of the Disney princess practically positing purposelessly and pursuing and positing pointless pursuing purpose, procreation, or I mean, it really breaks the norm of the Disney princess practically prancing and positing pointless, perplexing plans for pursuing power, purpose, or procreation.